Hi everyone, and welcome to Imagineering Learning, where creativity meets instructional design. I'm Ashley Odell, and in this first episode, we're diving into how Disney's wheel and spoke layout and sense of immersion can teach us a lot about building learning experiences that feel connected and memorable. Walt Disney once said, "We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things, because we are curious. And curiosity keeps us leading down new paths." Walt Disney Imagineering. That line sets the tone for both the parks and how I think about instructional design. That blend of imagination and structure drives both theme park design and instructional design today. If you've ever stepped into a Disney park and felt instantly transported into a new world, that's the careful work of Imagineers. Every color, sound, and transition is intentionally crafted to evoke emotion and guide you through a story. But what exactly do they do? And how can their design philosophy inspire the world of education and learning design? Let's find out. Walt Disney founded WED Enterprises in 1952, what we now call Walt Disney Imagineering, to bring Disneyland to life. Their teams include artists, engineers, writers, and architects who intentionally design every sight, sound, and scent in a Disney park with the goal of creating emotion. They blend storytelling, technology, and design so seamlessly that visitors feel like they've stepped into another world. In instructional design, our purpose isn't all that different. We blend content, structure, and experience to help learners feel connected and inspired. Just like Imagineers, we want our audience to feel something. We craft experiences that invite curiosity, build emotion, and leave a lasting impression. Let's start right at the entrance to the Magic Kingdom, just as an example. When guests first enter the Magic Kingdom, they walk under the train station and find themselves on Main Street, USA. Imagine strolling down this long street as the scent of popcorn and baked goods fills the air. The upbeat marching band plays, and the castle draws your eyes forward to the center of the park. That sightline is a gentle wayfinding cue that prepares you for the hub at the castle and the radiating paths that follow. This multi-sensory experience is an invitation to learn through emotion. O'Kelly, 2021, compares Imagineers and instructional designers as architects of experience who capture attention, invite participation, and hope learners do something valuable with what they've learned. Disney Imagineers designed this space to make you feel a sense of nostalgia and excitement, as if you're stepping into a storybook. If you look at a map of the Magic Kingdom, it's designed like a wheel, with the Cinderella Castle at the center and spokes leading out to each themed land, such as Adventureland, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, and Frontierland. This layout wasn't random. Walt Disney wanted the park's layout to feel natural and easy to explore. Guests can always tell where they are because no matter where you stand, you can see the castle. It serves as both a visual landmark and a reminder of imagination is at the heart of the park. The design keeps people oriented while still inviting them to wander and discover. Now think about this from an instructional design perspective. When we create learning modules or e-learning courses, we often use a hub and spoke structure too. There's a central concept, our castle, if you will, and different pathways that branch out to specific lessons or experiences. That's the beauty of the wheel and spoke model. It keeps learners grounded while giving them the freedom to explore. It balances organization with imagination. Instructional designers can spark that same connection in digital spaces. In his article, Imagineering Instructional Design, Insights Inspired by Disney World, Dr. Luke Hobson, 2024, explains how Walt Disney treated Disneyland like a living prototype, constantly observing guests and using their feedback to improve the experience. That same mindset applies to instructional design. Imagineers study guest reactions the way we analyze learner feedback. They refine until the experience feels right. He also notes that immersion is not talked about as much in our field, but it clearly applies. If a course suddenly jumps from week 1 to week 7 with no clear transition, that sense of connection breaks. One of my favorite parts of any Disney park is how you can move from one land to another without even realizing it. The lighting changes, the music shifts, and even the ground texture feels different, but everything flows together. You seamlessly go from one world to the next. You're being guided through a story without a single word being spoken. That kind of design shows how powerful emotion and storytelling can be. In learning design, we may not build physical spaces, but we're still creating experiences where pacing and the atmosphere matter. Every transition between topics or activities shapes how learners feel and how well they stay engaged. Imagineers also understand that memory is tied to the senses. People remember experiences more deeply when multiple senses are engaged, and Disney uses that idea constantly. The smell of popcorn on Main Street, the cool air before entering a dark ride, or the familiar music that plays as you approach the castle all make the moment stick. In our courses, we can do the same by using visuals, narration, and interaction to reinforce meaning. When learners both see and feel a concept come to life, they're far more likely to remember it. In her article, Applying a Disney Imagineering Approach to Course Design, O'Kelly, 2021, encourages course creators to blend emotion, organization, and empathy to build engagement. That's exactly what Imagineers do. They use storytelling and sensory design to help guests feel something meaningful. The Imagineers approach reminds us that learning isn't just cognitive, it's emotional. Good design invites curiosity and removes friction. When guests move from Main Street to Tomorrowland, they don't feel a jarring effect. It feels natural. Likewise, in learning, every section should feel like a continuation of the same journey. When we think like Imagineers, every transition, tone shift, and visual cue becomes part of the learning story.
When I think about Imagineering and instructional design, I see the same purpose behind both. Imagineers build experiences that make people feel something, and instructional designers do the same through learning. Both start with an objective, then guide people through it in a way that feels purposeful and connected. Just like the parks are designed to capture wonder and emotion, good learning design should draw learners in and make them want to keep exploring. The goal isn't just to have learners recall information, it's to inspire people to keep growing their skills. What inspires me most about Imagineering is the tiny details you can find throughout the parks, and knowing that each one started as someone's idea. Small touches like hidden Mickeys, or the little Easter eggs tucked inside rides such as Haunted Mansion, show how Imagineers think about creating joy in simple, cost-effective ways. Even when attractions change or they disappear over time, these details help keep the memories alive for fans who miss them. That idea actually connects to learning more than we might think. Sometimes learners miss the familiarity of pen and paper or the comfort of traditional routines, especially now that so much is online. As designers, we can honor those preferences by offering choices and small touches of familiarity, even within a digital space. I also love the audio animatronics and their smooth, lifelike moments. They're one of the things that motivate me to come back to the parks again and again. And while we quite obviously can't bring animatronics that are so expensive into our classrooms, we can think about how to make content more entertaining or surprising. Sometimes that means adding a visual moment, an interactive activity, or, a creative twist that turns information into an experience. Ultimately, both Imagineers and designers use creativity to make something that matters. It's about sparking curiosity, inspiring growth, and leaving a lasting impact long after the experience is over.
Thanks for listening to the first episode of Imagineering Learning. As you design your next course or lesson, ask yourself, how can you help learners feel grounded in your course while still giving them the freedom to explore? If you'd like to dive even deeper, check out the companion vodcast to this episode. It takes you on a visual walkthrough of the Magic Kingdom's layout and explores how its immersive design connects to the principles we talked about today. Until then, keep imagining, keep creating, and remember that every great learning experience starts with curiosity.